This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB. Today in the arena, well, I gotta get back to my roots. Playing Reanimator and playing meme decks and de-ranking my face-off has had a toll, so it's time to bring back out my favorite deck with a little twist on it. So Ashiok Dimir is a Yorion deck that doesn't really rely on Yorion, but does want to fit in all the sweet cards, and uses Ashiok Nightmare Muse and Shark Typhoon to close the game. Ashiok is a pretty fun planeswalker, I think a reasonably powerful one, not broken like an Oko, not underpowered like an Elspeth. And I want them to get more attention. I want to play more with this card before it rotates in the fall. So Ashiok Nightmare Muse is the win condition of choice. We've got 4 of those here in the deck. They make some 2/3 nightmares. They exile stuff. The -3 bounces stuff so that you have solutions in blue and black to any type of non-land permanent, which isn't always something you find in blue and black. Often enchantments and artifacts can be difficult, but Ashiok says, I've got this. We also have 4 copies of Shark Typhoon, which should surprise nobody that this card is there to just take over the game all on its own. And then the rest of the deck is just finding some cards here and there. And most of them you've seen before. I'll go over them quickly and talk about what they're for. Extinction Event is for creatures. Behold the Multiverse is to get more cards. Divide by Zero is probably my favorite Strixhaven card. I like running it in every best of 1 deck with blue in it almost. The ability to get one of the sweet lessons out of the sideboard is very, very, very welcome. So I'm, of course, playing Divide by Zero here. Do not forget, you can target your own things. You can even do things like put the last chapter of Elspeth's Nightmare on the stack if you use full control or a stop, and then bounce the Nightmare and still get their graveyard exiled and have your Nightmare back. Getting back Yorion's awesome. Getting back your Omen of the Sea, awesome. Saving your Ashiok from a lethal attack, awesome. So don't forget all the other fun things you can do with Divide by Zero. In the lesson board, we've got 2 sciences because that's what you want the most. Teachings of the Archaics is a good one. Pest Summoning, a couple blockers. WinCon, question mark. Confront the Past can kill a planeswalker or get back your Ashiok, so it makes the cut here. And Mascot Exhibition is a WinCon of its own. Mystical Dispute, just a cheeky one to hit those ultimatums. 4 copies of Saw It Coming for your general use counterspell. 2 copies of the Nightmare. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, but having a couple in the deck always seems to help. 2 Cling to Dust for the rogues, and it's never that bad of a card as just 1 mana redraw or gain some life. 1 Disdainful Stroke, ultimatum. 1 Essence Scatter, Yorion. 1 Jwari Disruption, ultimatum. 1 Negate, ultimatum. 4 copies of Omen of the Sea, because of Yorion. 1 Test of Talents, ultimatum. 4 copies of Eliminate, and 4 copies of Heartless Act, because some opponents like to play these small creatures and they need to die. In the mana base, 1 Biblioplex, 1 Field of Ruin, 1 Crawling Barrens, 4 of Fable Passage, Triome, Temple of Deceit, Pathway, 1 Castle Vantress, and some basics. Very straightforward, take control of the game list. I want to highlight a few sweet things in the recent update. There's actually some little life improvement pieces. Like, do you see how this orange mythic thing highlights what column you're putting the card in? Maybe I won't have to stare at the columns over and over trying to move these around for a nice, beautiful layout for you guys in my intros. What a beautiful life that sounds like. What a wonderful world. Today's video is dedicated to Mr. Metalhead343. Thank you for hitting the join button below and becoming a member of the Cool Kids Club. You get special perks and you get cosmetics dedicated to you. Right now, I'm going through and buying some of the bundles that are in the store. And yeah, actually, I didn't know I didn't have this Daxos. I thought I did, but this frame's okay. Yeah, let's buy more of these sweet, sweet Praetors. So you get a whole bundle of cosmetic. You're a lucky one. Thank you so much to everybody who hits the join button and supports the channel. Check out the exclusive perks and please be cool. Let's dive in. Let the Dimir control nonsense begin. Wow, this hand is slow, but the opponent's on Yorion. But Extinction Event's so bad against Yorion, but Behold is so good. Let's see what happens. Divide. All right. Foretels. Let's start stocking the counters to the roof. Of course, they're playing Sultai Emergent Ultimatum. Slams the Nightmare. Okay, well. They'll take the Divide by 0, so let's just make them play the Nightmare again. And then next turn, maybe we can foretell the Behold, and they have to pick something else. So what do they have? 6 cards? We have 5. A little bit too sketch for the Teachings. We could also just loot an Extinction Event. No, let's just take something not very threatening like the Sciences. The raw resources, I think, are better than the looting. When it scries to the bottom, replays the Nightmare. Another Divide. It's tempting. I mean, again, they're going to take it anyway. For 5 mana, are we threatened? Not really. We'll just keep making them use it. It's fine. This is fine. Again, though, like, I'm not sure which I want to grab. I guess I could grab Confront the Past and get the Ashiok back. Let's see, what am I doing next turn? They play, I get land. If they take the Ashiok, we can get it back, but then they can resolve an ultimatum, right? Because they go 5, I go 5, 6, I go 6, get back Ashiok 7. So that doesn't work. I guess they're going to make me discard a card. Let's grab the Teachings. On the downside, we keep using our counters, what could be counter spells, to fight this Nightmare. Yep, but at least they haven't done anything else with their mana for a few turns in a row. Okay, draw that. Foretell the Behold. Opponent will probably pick the Ashiok, and then we have to Behold. I guess we could cast this now, couldn't we? Draw 2, but then they just take the good card. So yeah, the opponent will either take the Teachings or the Ashiok, and then we'll Behold. We have to find counter spells in the next turn cycle. Show them what we're working with. Yep. Ashiok down. So, now that you know you can play something, do you have something to play for 6 mana? This is where a Professor Onyx would be brutal if they just have their one Professor Onyx in their deck right now. But they can't be sure, right? There's 2 Foretold cards. They don't know what they are. I'm sure they assume at least some amount of it is Saw It Coming. They passed a check for priority. They don't buy Yorion. Maybe they have a Shark Typhoon. Usually the buy Yorion is when they resign to not making a play this turn, but they didn't do it. Is there any reason not to? I'm not sure about that. That's it. They had their own Behold. They think I would counter their Behold? Some people do. Alright, Omen. We got a land here and an Omen. We do need to hit our land drop, but we need a counter more. And if we miss the land drop here, we can still Sciences for it. Found a Cling. Cling can go after... Oh, wait. Do we want to Cling? Our graveyard's about to get exiled. I guess we could Cling next turn. All right. Make use of that graveyard before it's gone. Heartless Act. Island. Still not hitting, are we? So a Cling here says that we have Saw It Coming. But I don't think it's worth it. What are we on? 6? They're on 6. So teachings here can be a draw to. Let's go for it. Rip. Now let's see if the opponent has the guts to make the play, as we just didn't find the counterspell. Do you have the guts to tap out 7 mana and go for it? And in that case, do I cling? Because we could hold up Heartless Act to turn off Vorinclex. Letting that down lets really bad things happen to us. They go for Valky. See, they want to see my hand. Okay. They're gonna feel good for a second, then we're gonna rearrange it anyway with another cling and another omen. That hand info, it's overrated. I just recorded the podcast that you guys will hear soon if you listen to the ArenaCraft podcast, which I'm the regular co-host of, where we talk about the scams of Magic the Gathering. One of the big ones is looking at the opponent's hand. Now can we find that counter magic? We're gonna dig for it. One of the signals at play in the last turn cycle was that we did keep on top with our Omen. So if you keep on top, the opponent's pretty quick to assume it's a counterspell. So if I double bottom here, they're probably going to assume I don't have it. So we better draw one. And there's Disdainful Stroke. And there's a Nightmare of our own. That's pretty cool. So if we play the untapped land, we can play the Nightmare. And hold up Stroke and Behold. I didn't think I'd get both sides of the Nightmare action against a Sultai Emergent Ultimatum. Binding the Old Gods. Okay. It's not that important that we get the other side of the Nightmare. Let the opponent do that. More important that we keep digging through the deck and find more protection for our board. Our board? We don't have a board. More protection for our face, really, is what it's like. Nice. Keep a double top. That'll scare him. That'll put the fear into him. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So play you. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. We have enough mana to also foretell the Behold. Yeah. Opponent will definitely think that's a Saw It Coming. But really, we've got 3 freaking extinction events hanging out. Every turn that goes by, just trying to figure out who's winning and losing in the game like this. So this is a really good turn to divide a Yorion, because they really want to resolve the Yorion before the binding goes away. And they don't have enough to play it twice. Yorion. Send you back. And go get... We don't have an Ashiok in the graveyard, but Confront the Past can also pick off their Professor Onyx, their Valky's in the graveyard. We'll just get more land. It was definitely almost time to loot these extinction events, but we still have other card draw options. Speaking of those options, do we play Behold here? On one hand, we need to get deeper into the deck. On the other hand, Jwari Disruption. I don't want to lose this card draw effect to a Jwari. I'm starting to think the right play with that Divide by 0 would have been to loot that time. Just because I have so many of these extinction events that aren't doing anything. Do we cast again? I don't think so. We might have to dig pretty deep with this Behold if they put an ultimatum on the stack. Triumph Cycle. Let the chess match continue. Another Cultivate. Okay. Have at it. I like getting all this time. Plenty of time. They go for Kioribes the Sea God. What would they take control of? My Crawling Barrens? I guess that could be a really bad thing, huh? Let's respond with a Behold and see what we find. If I had a way to get rid of this enchantment, that would be fun, because I can get rid of the token just fine. It's Chapter 3, take control of my Barrens, that could just make me lose the game. Let's see what we see. Jwari Disruption, Ashiok. We've got 1 mana open. The Jwari could still be a thing. The Ashiok can definitely be a thing. But if we're out of counterspells next turn, then Emergent Ultimatum becomes a big problem. This is a tough call. Tough call. I'm going to try to draw a hard counter. Did it. Alright, so saw it coming here. Leaves 2 mana open. Disdainful Stroke leaves 3. Don't think there's a difference. We'll play this now. All that hesitation is a bit of a clue in itself that I don't have many counterspells, so the fact that I just drew another one is really good right now. Foretell. We'll need to discard down to 7, huh? Or no, it says we have 7, right? Why does it still say I need to discard at the end of my turn? Don't know. Yeah, I'm good. I'm doing fine here. We also have enough to start clinging to draw extra cards. Opponent with a Haven, that's good. Opponent with a Yorion. We could stroke the Yorion and not let them have another Omen, but I think giving them an Omen is fine. And I think we'll play one of the Extinction events to get rid of the Yorion, because I want to hold the Heartless Act in case of a Vorinclex ultimatum. Unless I draw another... unless I draw another one right here. Ashiok. What does Ashiok do? Can bounce a Yorion, but there's this pesky Omen. Yeah, let's take our time and use Extinction Event on the Yorion. Save the Heartless Act for the Vorinclex. Opponent double tops. Let's go ahead and power this. We haven't had the chance to, but... oh, we draw a Heartless Act. So... we can definitely save ourselves a little bit of mana and get the Ashiok on the battlefield. I guess that's good. Blue, black, colorless, black, black, black. Ashiok the Nightmare Muse. Oh no, I left a mana. Another Omen, huh? Okay. See what the opponent gets. They double topped last time, so they have something still on top. Now they bottom top? Okay, it's just all Omens. It's Omens all the way down. Yeah, there's plenty of topping there, though. You have the 4th Omen? Can we have a Shuffler's Find moment? No.
Create beautiful nightmares.
1 dead Yorion. Guess I should have plus the Ashiok first in case they have some kind of bounce or removal, so that I get a 2/3 out of the deal. The mana in the mana pool tilted me. Test of Talents. Really? We would get to draw a card for this, but what about the Yorion? Yeah. I'm starting to feel like I misplayed this pretty badly. Opponent gets to see the Disdainful Stroke. They don't have many cards. We could remove the Haven by minusing the Ashiok, but I think we just plus. Definitely overcommitted my mana. I wish I'd just Extinction Evented and waited another turn to play the Ashiok. I got sucked in. I got sucked into the moment. Alright, let's see. The opponent used a Test of Talents there. Does that mean their last cards are... Because they used these Omens and they kept topping, does that mean that there's an Ultimatum and a Counterspell? Alright, there's at least 1 land. And they say go. Plus. I think that means we're going to take this one. Don't know how the opponent's going to... That was the window. They needed to have the right tools in that moment to overcome, and they just didn't have them. Let's keep studying the environment. It's done us a lot of good. It took a while to get to cast them, but now that we have, it's doing a lot of good. Let's get this on the field. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Buy the Yorion. 2 counters available. And our opponent's going to scry a billion. Man, that exile pile is nice. I'll ultimate the Ashiok for that, baby. Dig. You're gonna need it. They still haven't drawn it. Well, they might have an Emergent Ultimatum in hand. We can't say they haven't drawn an Ultimatum. Making that 80 card deck do work is can be hard. All right, Disdainful Stroke. Your last card versus, well, this is the last unknown card. The opponent knows about everything else. Extinction Event, you got it. No problem. Well, their hand has been played. No ultimatums in this game despite casting all those omens. Kind of unbelievable. Pretty unbelievable. I'll do that and this and this. Thank you for making that 2/2. That's cool. I needed something to kill, and the opponent will not lose to their own cards. Not today. Next, we got a 96 percentile showdown. What? What? Shuffler, you're not fine. All right. No companion means dispute is probably bad. No Yorion and no Luris, which are where dispute is usually playable. This hand is pretty bad. Not gonna lie. It's really slow. And I guess we have to take the land, but it's all tap land. Ugh. Robber of the rich took the land. Oh, I better draw. Okay. So, I guess I play the passage. Well, no, we could still draw another land off the top. All right. So, I was going to play the passage and crack it so I had something to target with Cling, but we could still draw another land off the top and this could be untapped. Some blah, blah, blah. If they loot, we can Cling. Nope, they just grab Science. Was that my land? You scumbag. You monster. All right. Magic. Oh, magic. Okay. So if they're going to do that, will they still be able to play something that gets essence scattered here? I don't think so. Let's go ahead and eliminate the robber. Even though it doesn't trigger Winota, we're counting on the essence scatter to stop the Winota. And see if they have another 2-drop here. Ugh, okay. That's a frustrating one. But, it's not that bad. Maybe a shark will ambush it. Go get another black. So that we can Cling and draw into a removal spell. Hey, it's a land. Cool. 14 life. How are we doing in this game? I'm not sure. Winota, get wrecked. Out. Out, I say. Four spells in hand. Probably 2 or 3 of them are Winotas. But we've got a few turns. One question I have is, do we try to behold the multiverse, or do we Shark Typhoon? Shark Typhoon right now just dies to a Bone Crusher Giant. That's not the draw. That's not the draw. If we main phase this, they play Winota and we lose. I guess we foretell it. But that means we can't Shark Typhoon, which I really do want to try to do if they just send in their creatures. Alright. Let's see what happens. If they only attack, play nothing, I can behold on end step. Or if they only attack, I can Shark Typhoon. They Winota again. Alright. First, let's go after this. See if we draw something different for mana efficiency's sake. Alright, there's the land. Now we Essence Scatter. So how many Winotas are in that hand, do you think? 3, 4. Ashiok. Okay. Ashiok, if we bounce the Professor, they're pretty far behind. I think we go for the 3/3 though. These Beholds are just rotting on us. Alright, opponent draws a land and they go for a Stonebinder's Familiar. Okay, they're going a little wider. And they go for Blade Historian. Okay, well we can ambush the Savior, but we go to 4. It's pretty bad. It's really scary. But we've got a 3/3. We can play you. We can bounce the Historian and hope the opponent doesn't have the 3rd Winota.
Welcome to my domain. Blades.
If we get out of this and we still have our 3/3 and our life. Come on, man. All right. I guess I'm not too surprised by that. We knew that could come back anyway. So we have to block here, go to 2. And see if they have Bone Crusher Giant, I guess. Not yet. Saw it coming off the top. Cling to dust. Make the 2/3. How do we survive? I guess we can Cling and gain life. That's 4 mana, so we can also counter a spell. The 2/3 we have to throw under the Blade Historian. The opponent's playing out their lands. They're not respecting the Ashiok minus. Whenever this blocks, Each opponent exiles the top 2 cards of their library. That's gonna that's gonna make the Stonebinder's Familiar grow. So we're going to 1 here. We're going to 1 either way, so we may as well block the Stonebinder's Familiar and trade. Get that Winota. The Kling was going to exile a card as well. It's a good thing this only triggers once. Down to 1. 1. Uno. Opponent passes turn. Bounce your Historian. I'm scared. Hold me. Exiled. Okay. May as well foretell. Land. Skyclave Apparition. No targets. All right, let's see what we find. We don't want to use the counter spell if we can find a removal spell. Okay, we draw a negate. That makes it a lot safer. Ashiok, though, can also do the job. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we don't need to use the counter here. This is fine. Behold again. Pretty good. Better than the Ashiok, I suppose. Professor of blah blah blah. Let's see, do they have that 1 damage card in the sideboard? Let's find out. Let's find out. Makes me wish I bought the Yorion. What is it? Start from scratch? Can deal 1 damage to any target. Not a lot of people play it in their wish board, though. Academic Probation. Interesting. Well, that can't stop me from playing a Shark Typhoon, right? So, what you got? From cycling a Shark Typhoon, I should say. What you got? It's kind of a weird card to be naming in the dark. Or a weird card to be just throwing in the dark. The Academic Probation. Are you going to name Yorion? Because I could buy Yorion and play it and blink the Nightmare and kill the Professor. Emergent Alta... Sure. Yeah, that's me. Just another Emergent Ultimatum deck over here. What do you want from me? Oh, man. That made my day. That made my day, you guys. It really did. Elite Spellbinder. Now there's a card. And that can take the Shark Typhoon. That's a pretty good top deck. Let's say no. Let's say that we saw that one coming. Although honestly I didn't, but don't tell anyone. Do they believe in Shark Typhoon? Nom. Jaws say crunch. All right. So this is about to exile their graveyard, and we have a chance to cling here. So let's cling a piece of their graveyard before it gets exiled and get our life total off of 1. Oh no! I could have done it again. Okay, it's not that important now. It's okay. It's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Negate. Let's wait another turn so that we can have negate plus Ashiok. Smash. Shark smash. They're thinking, is this the end? Stonebinder's familiar, no big deal. Cute will doggo. Alright, woman. Land is good, but not two land. Not tap land. Yorian. Let's close this sucker. Grab this Heartless Act, grab this Saw It Coming. All the goodies. A Selfless Savior. Alright. Destroy that. Just destroying the dogs. Massacring all my opponent's puppers. What a beast. What a monster. Don't let him near your dogs. He'll slay them without a second thought. What do you think of that, Emmy? I'm dog sitting. Emmy's in the room. She's just sitting by the door. She's so bored. I don't know if you guys can hear her, if she's making enough noise to get on camera. But she does not agree with the slaying of the pooches. Kazu wants to look like Mono Red. This is a very slow hand against Mono Red, and on the draw it's just not acceptable. This is not a lot better, but at least we get to throw away this useless mystical dispute. White. Alright, white is also frustrating. I think we're a little bit better off, because typically they're a tad slower. Divide by Zero and Extinction Event are both pretty good. Take one. Alright, Foretell. What's a better Foretell? I think it's the Behold. It saves more mana, because Behold reduces by 2, Saw It Coming reduces by 1. Alright, here comes the Luminarch. The opponent on that push for 27. Heartless Act off the top can take out the Aspirant now. No, it can't. Selfless Savior. So we just hold up Divide by Zero and Saw It Coming here. Don't let the opponent get to 27. So they move a counter there. Resolve. See if they want to attack with all. They do. Alright, so this doesn't get them to 27, so we could take this. We definitely want to play an Extinction Event, so yeah, let's accept this damage and then figure out what to do on end step. They pass. So we could divide, bounce this, and then it's off for a turn and they don't have too much pressure. We could divide the Savior, and then Heartless Act the Aspirant, but then they hit us. We could Behold. I think we just want to Behold, but it's a little more mana efficient to divide. Let's divide. Send this back to hand. And we'll go get the... Make sure that we hit a land drop by getting the Sciences. And we do hit the land anyway. So next turn... They play the Speaker again, probably, because they're really close to 27. We want to Extinction Event these two, but we also want to Heartless Act this, and I don't know how we make that all happen. Pretty tough. We don't need the Sciences this turn. Let's just pass. The Heartless Act isn't useful until we get rid of the dog. We don't get rid of the dog until we Extinction Event. But then we need the mana to do both in the same turn cycle. That's kind of tough. I think we'd Foretell and Behold here. My dog is freaking out behind me. It's also not adding to my ability to concentrate. Emmy, chill out, girl. Come here. Come here, Emmy. She's so big now. Oh my gosh. You want to be on the cameras? Let me scoop you up. Oh my gosh, she's so big. Look at her. Mega puppers. Remember when she was a loaf of bread and she was on camera? All right, go lay down. You're making it hard for me to pay attention to the magic. Here comes the attack. Down to 8. Elite Spellbinder. Oh, that's a rude one. I guess we have to counter that, because if they put off the extinction event, we're in big trouble. Let's grab another black. See if they replay the speaker. They do. I would really like a land there. And this doesn't die to Heartless Act anymore. We have to divide it by 0. So if they add another card to the battlefield, it's very, very scary. I think that the right play might just be to divide the Luminarch Aspirant. If this hits me, though, the opponent gets the Angel. Mana Troubles have made this a really tough game. All right. Well, they might add something very good to the board, but we got to take the risk. Savior returns. Lucky opponent. Always have a good doggo around. Down to 5. We'll have to divide this by 0 and find a way to deal with the dog. They might be scared to commit something else to the board after that event. Yay. Alright, Cling is some life gain. That's nice. Sciences gets us another land, since we can't draw them. Play this. Divide the Luminarch. Probably just get another Sciences so we keep gaining life. They're not afraid of attacking into a potential Shark Typhoon with the Savior. Redain. Okay. Redain's obnoxious. They just play everything again. Frustration. Frustration. I guess first and foremost, let's see what we can find with our Omen. There is an event, but we can't cast it this turn. Gain some life. Say go. We're going to try to use a Heartless Act on this Redain to make the opponent sacrifice the Savior, I guess. Ah, man. But then we still die to one or the other. I guess we need to be able to hit on odds, so maybe the opponent doesn't... If we go after the Aspirant, maybe they don't use the dog. Nice. Alright, no Faceless Havens. Come on. No Faceless Havens. Just another odd creature, please. Pretty please? That counts. That really counts. Wow, Baneslayer Angel. What are you, crazy? And they walked into that one. Ooh. I got lucky there. Hollow again. They'll probably take the Shark Typhoon because then I can't cycle it. Yeah, they are proving that mono white still has everything it takes to be one of the most annoying decks in the game. So how do we get through this? Maybe we buy Yorion? 3 life. We have kind of a time walk effect or two from the Cling. All right, we definitely need to like play some card draw and things like that. Let's just pass turn though. We'll probably Cling for life, counter something if we need to counter something, draw cards if we're not under threat of absolute death. He says at 1 life. How much closer do you want to get? All right, they go for a Skyclave Apparition. So let's start with Behold. See what we see. Eliminate another land. We take those. Counter the Apparition. Just about any creature, of course, can be countered here, and we don't feel too bad about it. And Cling to life. Untapped land. And we'll buy the Yorion. Come here, buddy. And then we'll try to set up an Omen to double flicker for the Yorion next turn. Savior. All right, in response. Let's eliminate that. I was trying to hold it for a Faceless Haven, but the opponent hasn't found one of those yet this game, thankfully, or we would have lost a long time ago. Those are pretty good cards. At least they're pretty high on power level. If I play the Yorion here, I don't hold up Counter Magic, and I don't hold up Cling, but we're only at 4, so I don't think too much can go wrong. I guess Giant Killer into Sky Maul, but I still don't lose in that scenario. So Yorion. Put a stop on the end step so that, like, I'm looking for Heartless Act or some instant speed 2-mana play, maybe a counter spell. But if I don't find it, I can still foretell Saw It Coming and make use of the mana. All right, Heartless Act. So now we don't foretell. Legion Angel. That's a good one to sneak around a counterspell for sure. That is a really good one. How do we stop? I guess we can counter the next one. Make him use the dog. Infinite dog powers over here. Here's Ashiok. Just keep them on no battlefield presence. Those are potentially lethal threats. It would be really awkward if we were to counter a Legion Angel, then they play Alseid of Life's Bounty, give protection from blue, and kill me. You could say I saw that coming. That would be a legitimate pun here. Let's get this on the field while we can. We got a bit of a window there to hardcast a Shark Typhoon. I know you love it. Righteous Valkyrie. Didn't expect that. Our opponent resolves a Banishing Light, takes the Shark Typhoon. You monster. Give it back. Give it back. The people did not come here to see the Shark Typhoon taken in such a manner. Absolutely unacceptable. Let's do it again. Double Typhoon. Just looking for any spell there. Foretell this so it's cheaper next turn. Protection from blue still does the job, so we'll just attack with these. Dial up the pressure. I guess I'm dead to a Sky Maul. They can Banishing Light the 6/6 shark. All right, that would be cringy. After all this, I got lazy. I got excited. I blame the Shark Typhoons. Blame the audience as usual. Banishing Light. Target the shark. Don't do it. Don't do it to me. Oh. It cost 3 mana too. Gave me a heart palpitation. All right. Well, we're still in trouble to an Alseed, and we draw Divide by frickin' 0. Roar, sharks. More sharks. Feel strong? Feel strong. Make them pay. I'm ready. Whatever you got, I will find a way with Divide by 0. If they play an Alseed of Life's Bounty, I'm not going to bounce it to their hand on the stack. I'm going to wait till they sacrifice it, and then I'm going to target the thing with that trigger on the stack. At least that's my big play. Really, they're running the rope on my attack phase. They don't like it. What? You think it's too much? Think I'm playing a little loosey goosey with 3 Shark Typhoon? I understand. I really do. Really, you got 2 more timeouts to go. You're gonna do this? Feel it. I feel the salt. Let the salt flow through you. You know, my dog. I'm gonna just go walk my dog. Come on, Debbie. Go. We're going. Did I miss something? All right. No blocks. Got it. Bingo. No blocks confirmed. Ta-da! Mono white. Mono white. Misery, inadequacy, failure. The common denominator is you. This might be the saltiest roping I've received in a while. I don't remember this happening recently. Spreading it out across 2 turns, using like 4 or 5 timeouts, giving me time to walk my dog. All for 3 hardcast Shark Typhoons? Like, I thought the people loved a hardcast Shark Typhoon. Don't they just clamor for it? Aren't they just waving signs in the streets saying, we want the hardcast? I think they are. If you like the hardcast, leave a comment. Apparently we found one person who finds it to be mega BM. And we're done here. We did it. Cool. So, what dirtle can I do to BM my opponent a little bit? Oh, nah, see? That's how you get them. That's how you last laugh. And we are back for the post-game wrap, and let's check out the statistics powered by MTG Assistant. Download link in the description if you want to get this one for free. And where are we at? Where is my beautiful Ashiok deck? They're all listed as new deck. This needs to be refreshed or something. But once I click through, I know it'll be there. But how do I know which one it is? Is it you? Look at that. Look at those beautiful numbers. It is. Look at that. Awesome. How do we refresh? Nice plug. Cringy. Hey guys, it's free. It's free. Don't be whiner about free things. That type of person is not welcome anywhere except with other people who whine about free things. You know, like YouTube videos. Whining about YouTube videos, which are free. not cool. Anyway, what do I think of the deck? I love the deck. This is one of my favorites. This is exactly where I want to be. Do I think that Ashiok is really the win con you need? I think it's a good one. I don't think you're going to be too wrong playing Ashiok. I do think that I think that Liliana in a deck like this, the new one, Professor Onyx, is a bit much. It's just too expensive. There's a big difference between 5 mana and 6 mana. And if you watch these games closely, you saw that every turn, how we played the turn was really dictated by what mana we had available. So I think that Ashiok's much better than Professor Onyx, which is why I played Ashiok in the deck today. You could play this deck with Professor Onyx, but the games that you're going to win in that scenario, you were probably way ahead anyway. And the games where you're even or behind, Ashiok can save you because it's a little bit cheaper. And you do get to target whatever you want to with that -3 or create a board presence with the +1. Whereas the Liliana +1, it doesn't create a board presence and it hurts you. It actively makes you lose a life, which can be lethal in the wrong hands. Some of you remember that video. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to hit like, subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate that. Leave me a comment. Let me know your favorite Dimir blue and black win condition, whether it's a Planeswalker, Frustration, Shark Typhoon, or something else entirely. Maybe I'll play a deck around it in the future. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the botched outro of the next video when my throat runs out. You're cool.